Hey guys, Ellie Showstack here. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are having an awesome day. Today we're going to talk about a question that I get asked quite often, and I answer it quite often. But what I realized yesterday was that if I answer this question, it actually can help singles and those who are divorced and those who have been to therapists and haven't seen the results that they necessarily would like to see. I think that this can help them when it comes to checking out someone's profile. Okay, so people will find out that I work with singles, or they'll go on my page, and sometimes the first thing that they ask me is, what are your credentials? Okay, now I'm going to answer that in a moment or two, but I want to answer this question with another question. Okay, suppose you needed a surgery on your heart. Okay, and you had the options of being operated on your heart by two people. One person went to a medical school that is reputable, but all day long she does heart surgery. Every single day she does 3 heart surgeries, and her success rate is a 80% success rate. That's pretty good, right? Or you could go to someone who went to Harvard and has studied the heart and the anatomy of the body and knows every single aspect of how the heart works. And this is his first day of operating on somebody. Okay? So who would you go to? Anybody on? Obviously, if you were wise, you'd go to the person who has an 80% success rate, because that's a very, very good chance of living and living healthy, okay? Actually, you'd probably look for somebody that does this even better, and they have a 90% success rate, right? Or maybe a 95% success rate with their heart surgeries, but that's somewhat impossible to find. But you definitely are going to go with that one who does it all day, every day, than the one sitting in the ivory tower learning all about the heart. And so that's my basic answer to what are my credentials. Because I think that in general, people will rely on titles to build themselves up, that they know how to do something, right? So if I told you that I have a bachelor's in psychology, and I have a master's in social work, and I've been working with people for more than 20 plus years and helping them, you'd be like, okay, that's nice. All right. But if I tell you that all day, every day, I help singles who are struggling in the dating world get into and maintain healthy, loving relationships, and my success rate of finding the right one is 100% success, because the right one is you. And then once you learn that, what is my success rate of getting into and maintaining a healthy relationship? I'm at a 75% success rate. And at someone who's gone through my program and has is not necessarily in a relationship, but feels 90% better and more confident about who they are and actually enjoys the dating process, and the other 5% didn't take to the program. So what would you rather hear from me? What would you rather hear? Would you rather hear my degrees, or would you rather hear how can I provide the results for you that you want to get, right? So when I look back in my life of people who have helped me, I see it in the following way, right? I went to a therapist in my 20s, and he was kick-ass. I mean, seriously phenomenal, to the point that he became a colleague of mine, to the point that he began to refer people to me as a clinical social worker, to the point that when he went on vacation, I was answering his calls for emergencies, okay? So the reason why I went to him was not because of his degrees. I think he had a psychology degree, is because I heard that he does great work and he's amazing in his understandings of people, right? But if the only reason why I went to him was because of the degree, first of all, I would kind of be relating to people in that old school way, that the only type of people that can help you are the ones that have the degrees by their names. So a funny thing that I heard years ago was that someone's like, I have a BS, MS, PhD, right? What does that stand for? Like bullshit, more shit, piled high and deep, right? And it's not necessarily true that they're bragging about it. But when you go ahead and you fully present yourself as I'm a this, or I'm a that, or I'm a this, or I'm a that, what you don't realize is that you're relying on your titles to present yourself to the world. So I get it that people want to know my credentials because they want to see if I'm legit at first. And I could present that to you, which I just did. But I think the better question is that if you're someone who is a successful individual, you have everything going for you in your life, and you know that you have a roof over your head, you're able to support yourself. But the one thing that is bothering you is this idea that when it comes to my personal life, when it comes to my relationships, I want a quick, simple, easy, proven way for me to get into and keep a healthy, loving relationship. That's why I like when people ask me that question, because I can provide those answers, right? And in terms of dating sites and looking at profiles and learning how to be able to tell quickly if someone's compensating, has to do with how they present. I am a this, I am a that, I am a PhD, now all those things are fine. But when you fully believe that you are your titles and your accomplishments, then often that's what you think you are. Does that make sense? So when you're dating somebody or you're prospecting for somebody, what you want to really take a look at in how they describe themselves is how they describe themselves with their actions or their ideas or what they believe or what they like to do. I think that says a lot more than titles. Okay? And titles are good. It takes a lot of work to accomplish these things. I recall conversations where I was meeting with someone and he asked me, oh, so where did you get your degree in social work from? So I told him where I got it from. Well, I got mine from Yale. I got mine from Yale. He said it like 18 times in our conversation. Okay? Now, I don't think anything less or greater than that. But it's interesting. It's interesting how you sometimes have to throw in to things like conversations, like I'm a this or I'm a that or I'm a this or I'm a that. And sometimes it's done to prove that you are a somebody, you are a something, you are a this, you are that. When really, all you really have to do is just bond and connect with the person. And you can really learn so much more than by somebody saying, I am a this or I'm a that, or I have a this type of a degree or that type of degree. So again, moving it back to when people ask me the questions, I get it. You want to know my credentials. You want to know if I'm a legit person. So go ahead, go on my website. You'll see all the testimonies. go on my page. You'll see all the testimonies from real people who are saying real things about me. And I think that if you polled my results over the years of people who I worked with, both as a social worker as well as I was a guidance counselor for many years, and I was an executive director and I led a team of people. I think that if you polled people and asked them, have I helped them go from point A to point B or C or D in their life, I would, if I'm a betting man, and I would say that 75%, maybe higher, would say that yes, I have. Okay, and I think that's a pretty good percentage rate. You're going to always have the 25%, maybe even 10% that are the haters that think I'm an a-hole. Okay, and then you'll have the other 20% that are like, okay, you know, you didn't really do anything for me. But that's really kind of how I would gauge the results of an individual, as well as when you are looking on these dating sites or when you're able to see someone's profile, you really can tell about a person by what their friends say about them, right? And what their friends think about them, because this is really how they treat others and how they view the world, a lot more than their credentials. Okay, so hopefully I answered that question for you, and I hope that you are having an awesome day.